slowly, just our bodies laying side by side, sinking till we're halfway underground. It's not over, pull me closer, don't let go, not now. This emptiness is more than I can bear. Would you leave it all behind? Rewind, rewind. Would you take me back in time to find peace of mind? Would you leave it all behind? 'Cause I can't keep going like this, never catch a grip. Would you leave it all behind? Rewind. Would you leave it all behind? Cause I can't keep going like this, never catch a grip. Would you leave it all behind? Rewind. Would you leave it all behind? Where did we get lost in this? Those summers I do miss, when we were just two kids without a hitch. As soon as our feet hit the ground, we're running out this town. 'Cause we both know there's more to life than this. Would you leave it all behind? Rewind, rewind. Would you take me back in time to find peace of mind? Would you leave it all behind? 'Cause I can't keep going like this, never catch a grip. Would you leave it all behind? Rewind. Would you leave it all behind? Cause I can't keep going like this, never catch a grip. Would you leave it all behind? Rewind. Would you leave it all behind?
There you go. Bring it on for the town.
Ooh, I'm exhausted. Why is everyone always talking? Ooh, I'm so empty. If I wanna lose control, would you let me, let me? I think I need a dopamine hit, anything to make me feel alive. A promise in the morning I'll quit. I just wanna know if I survive. I think I need a dopamine hit, anything to get me through the night. A promise in the morning I'll quit, anything to get me through the night.
early. He puts it in. 0 seconds remaining. He seems to be playing hard for it. Oh my goodness, Rudy, what is this?
Doesn't get the touch he's looking for. Kato, he's got the oh, he gets the flick and he gets it through. He's gonna give a shot. He's gonna put it in. Back to back. On the backward, can he find the touch? He's gonna put the shot on the net.
High off the backboard here. Opportunity. Pick up the shot.
Hold on. Surely this kid. Oh my lord.
Go with the shot. It's gonna go in.
Oh, Palpatine on the goal line. He did not
Nearly over.
sweep. It comes through. The venom, the improbable, the impossible. The 4-time champions. Alrighty, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to week number 2 here, the Nemesis Gaming League. Match number 4 is coming your way. Season is really diving right into it here as we got some great conference matches and we got our first novice matches on stream of the season. I'm Rockerman, back in the booth once again, joined by the one and only Mealy. Mealy, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing a lot better now that we are about to be getting underway with the second night of week 2 here, Rockerman. Just like Monday, I know we have another group of 3 insane matchups on deck. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what we got going on first?
Yeah, first up, we're going to have the Challenger League. We have Assassins taking on Dissolve. Assassins with a hot start, making that big trade acquisition to get stacked in the offseason there. And then Dissolve with their top 2 picks number 1 and pick number 2 here, a 3-0 start. So both these teams, not too shabby of a start thus far. Both got some good contenders, and I know you as a fellow Challenger League player, definitely gonna keep your eyes tuned on this one.
Yeah, absolutely. And we were speaking a little bit before going live here about both of these teams. And I know, looking back as well, if I remember right from the draft, one of the teams that were a team to watch because they had that first and second overall pick back-to-back is that Dissolve team. Like I said, they're currently 3-0 right now, led by Nerfbot, Mo Bamba, and Red Jr. And they're looking to take on an Assassins team that I think, honestly, has just as much in the tank as any of these other teams as well. I don't think their record necessarily shows how they play as a team yet, but Stacked, Carson Got Cake, also known as Shorts, and Sands, they're definitely still a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, they will be an interesting team. I know I faced off against them, went to game 5. It was a close series. Stacked absolutely went off in the series against us. So for me, I'm looking right at Stacked. If Assassins are going to win this series against Dissolve, for me, it's got to be Stacked. I don't know if you agree with that, Mealy.
Yeah, I think Stacked definitely has to step it up for Assassins. And on the opposite end with Dissolved, when we played Dissolved, Nerfbot, as kind of expected, was that main threat. Mo Bamba as well was honestly doing very good offensively. But Nerfbot was like that main threat, and we accidentally gave him time in the air, and he absolutely punished us for it. And I'm pretty sure we dropped that series 3-1, and we were lucky we didn't get swept.
Yeah, no, he is a great player for sure. There's a big reason why he was one of the top picks overall. I think maybe a little bit of a meme not making him the first overall pick, but regardless, he's going to be the one to watch out for. Did scrim against him as well, and yeah, he's a great player, and we'll see if he can pull it off. But looks like we're all ready to go here, Mealy. We got everyone in the lobby, locked and loaded. Looks like all main rosters are here, so I got to hear it from you. Who is going to take this victory tonight?
Well, as good as I think that Dissolved roster is, and as elite as I think they are as a team, I have to go with the quote-unquote underdog story of this match. I want to take Assassins. They don't have a 4th player on their roster. They don't need a 4th player on their roster. Stack, Shorts, and Sands can get it done all on their own.
Alrighty, well, we'll have to see what they're able to do as we are getting things underway here tonight. Assassins in the yellow with Stacked, Sandsbar, and Carson Got Cake, and then Dissolved in the red tonight with Mo Bamba, Red Jr., and Nerfbot. We'll see who's going to step up with that first goal. I know, recognize everyone in this lobby here as Nemesis veterans, if you will. Here's a shot attempt. It's going to go off the poster, and it's going to go in. Assassins are going to strike first.
Yeah, this is a very early strike from Assassins. Honestly, Rocketman, the first 30 seconds have been kind of awkward, it seemed, but perhaps the Assassins will play off that awkwardness exactly as they know how. Going to put in an early goal, putting this game 1-0.
Yeah, that's a great start there for the Assassins. Dissolve just a little bit awkward on the back end, but Assassin's gonna make him pay as Carson gonna try to find this dunk here. Stacked is up, but they're gonna get beat to that ball right there. And I know we mentioned Stacked having to step up here, but someone I'm really curious to watch out for, Mealy, is Sandsbar and how he's gonna perform in this matchup.
Yeah, Sandsbar, the GM of the Sloth Syndicate. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know if he played last season. I genuinely cannot remember. But yeah, he's their lower MMR player at 1543 right now. But surely he does not play like it, to be honest.
Yeah, no, he was playing last season. He was on the Assassins, moved up a little bit in MMR. But yeah, the Assassins, not quite the best season. 5-13 record last season. So I'm sure him and the rest of the team are trying to forget that one. Maybe you too a little bit, as he's trying to make a new name for himself this season. Started out with that game or match 1 victory here. Didn't quite get the results they were looking for in the last 2, but looking to bounce back here as they're in the dissolved end right now. This one a little bit awkward, gonna be pushed out. Nervbot, no boost to work with, trying to find a pass to Mobamba. This one gonna be sent out. Carson sending it back in toward the dissolved end. Gonna be dropped to the corner. Carson trying to find that 50. The ball's gonna go pretty high. Stacked a little bit awkward there. Sandsbar trying to find that touch, but not gonna be able to do so. As this one is gonna be popped up. A pass kept coming right down the middle, but Mobamba, you can't quite finish it off. And that is something that we're gonna be seeing a lot from Dissolve, is those passing plays.
Yeah, Mobamba, I'm sure wishing he had that one back. That was pretty much a wide open net. Another shot on target here, and it's going to get cleared away by Sandsbar. But yeah, the Assassins are doing a very good job, and as I say, the Rockerman, Red Jr. is going to slot in a goal on the right side.
Yeah, Red Jr. going to come through. A little bit awkward there as Carson is going to get bumped, and Red Jr. just going to take it over the top, put that one in. Red Jr. also undissolved last season, made a great run with that team last season. Just couldn't quite pull off the sweep against the undefeated Venom in that one, but he's back. And speaking of back, here comes Nerbot coming through, and Dissolve gonna take the lead.
Yeah, the momentum has absolutely shifted here at the midpoint of this game 1. If you are a Dissolve fan, this is something you like to see. The main 3 or the top 3 players on this roster getting it done, all of them getting involved here, getting a 1-goal lead over Assassins.
Yeah, everyone finding those opportunities. Dissolve gonna take the lead here, 2-1. About halfway left in this one. This ball popped up. Sands gonna push it down. Mo looking to take that one. Went through with the dunk is Sands. Not quite able to find on target. Nerbot trying to get to that one. Stacked. A little bit awkward there. Person gonna grab this one. Pushed out towards the midfield. Sandsbar not able to get to that one. Mo able to push it out for the moment. It's a big 50 comes through from Sands. Stacked. Gonna send it back in. Dissolve. Try to clear this one out. It's still sticking around in his zone. Carson trying to back pass. A dangerous back pass. Sands just able to get up to it, and they're actually able to keep the pressure because of it. This one off the corner, looking for a double tap for Junior. Is gonna find that one. Is now Dissolve taking it down the pitch, looking for this one towards the net. Gonna find a touch there, but that one not quite gonna go on target. The Assassins gonna hold on for a moment. Still a minute 40 left in this one, Mealy, and the Assassins trying to at least tie us up.
Yeah, it seems like Assassins are kind of making the same mistakes we were in Griffins. Perhaps that might be game 1 stream nerves coming to play here. But yeah, they're giving this Dissolve team a little bit too much space and time, especially in the air. And we talked about it already. You give Nervebot too much time in the air, he's going to absolutely punish you for it.
Yeah, he definitely will. Very mechanical player. And here he is trying to take this one up. Looking to try to get around one, but Carson going to send that one out. Assassin's trying to counterattack Mo. Into the corner there. Sandsbar is blocked up. This ball is kind of in the midfield. Stacked was waiting for it, but a nice touch comes through from Red Jr. Nerbot now sending that one towards the net. A little bit awkward. Sandsbar double commit with Carson. Guess we're down to 55 seconds remaining. Sandsbar looking to take it up, trying to maybe find another bump. Stacked is there. Gonna get it by 2 here. This ball dropping down. Carson gonna be an impossible angle, but he does pop it up. 50 does come through. It's the Assassins trying to put on the pressure. Bounce shot. Come and Nerbot gonna send it a long way. Carson a little bit awkward there. Can't quite get the touch, and he's gonna own goal it. Oh no, a tough mistake. And Dissolve gonna get a 2-goal lead here.
Yeah, that is unfortunate. Carson, I'm pretty sure, just ran out of boost and couldn't really get out of the way. It just fell right back on it. Unfortunately, Stacked on as the last back, not able to get there as well. Gonna put this 2 goals away now with 37 seconds left.
Yeah, Dissolve looking to close that one out. A tough mistake, but a big miss there from their bot. Almost a lot of assassins to capitalize there, but instead this ball passed out of the midfield. And Mobamba, oh my goodness, what a passing play right there to extend the lead.
Yeah, not only is the Dissolve team mechanical, they also know how to utilize each other as a team. What a wonderful play. I love seeing the passing plays. I love seeing the midfield be used. Absolutely tremendous play overall.
Yeah, no, those passing plays, especially in the Challenger League, you know, really, this is kind of the rank here. Once you start getting in that Challenger League, these passing plays are so much more important to try to get them through if you want to create scoring opportunities.
Yeah, absolutely. There's not a lot of space open once you get to that Challenger League, and it's even less when you get into Rival League. Sometimes you just really got to thread the needle with a pass and get it through to the next teammate as fast as possible. Unfortunately, we're seeing, speaking of team play, the Assassins not really unlocking that potential yet. That is something maybe we should look out for, though, coming into Game 2.
Yeah, we'll see if they can find it back here as this ball just floating around a little bit is finally going to touch the ground. Is all going to hold on and take that Game 1 victory. And they looked pretty solid doing it. Gave up an early goal, but were able to bounce back with 4 unanswered there. Despite trailing in that shot total there, Mealy, a little bit maybe of a surprise in that Game 1 with the comeback, but Dissolve, they are going to take that one.
Yeah, I mean, their shot total may have been a little bit less, but they were good shots, Rocket Man. Again, look at the scoreboard. We said this after one of the goals. There was goal participation throughout, everybody on this team. Mobamba had a goal and 2 assists. Nervebot scored 2, and Red Jr. had 1 and 1. Like, they're all working together, and they're all getting involved. And that's what you really like to see. Like I said before, at the end of the game, though, I want to start seeing Assassins kind of, take that same approach, or like they had their 1 goal early in the game, but I mean, it kind of seemed like it was more of a result of awkwardness than it was like outplaying your opponent. And I kind of want to see them, like I said, utilize each other more as a team.
Yeah, and as we head over to game number 2, we'll see if they can find those passing plays. Like you mentioned, Assassins didn't really find them in that game number 1, and if they're going to be clicking here in game number 2, try to tie this series up, they will need to find those attempts here, but time will tell here as we're going to get things underway in game number 2 on Urban Central here. Kickoff going the way of the Assassins. It started off as this ball pops up high. Red Jr. Gonna look to push this one out. A 50 comes across the midfield. Could be a big shot opportunity. A demo comes through from Stacked, but this ball is gonna be sent back. Nervebot trying to drop that one down. It's off the backboard and gonna have to be saved away by Sands just in time. As this one back across, Mobamba trying to come through. Not quite able to get it there. As Nervebot taking up to the air, Stack gonna challenge him early. Able to get that one pushed out of their zone. This person, we're gonna grab that one, trying to find a double. Gonna send it back into the dissolved end. Mobamba taking control, sending it by 1. The ball coming on the midfield. A demo comes across. Red Jr. gonna get over the top of 1. Can't quite get it past the second. Double attempt almost comes through there. This one pushed it back into Dissolve's end once more. A little bit of an awkward touch there from Sandsbar. The ball is up there. Gonna be a bump attempt actually coming through. Carson gonna have to get out of there. We're about a minute in here, Mealy. What are you noticing so far?
I'm noticing the offensive onslaught of Dissolve so far. It seems like the first minute has just been all offense from them and all defense from Assassins. Assassins kind of looking panicky on their own back line. They just need to calm down a little bit, Rocket Man. I think they can get some transition going.
You gotta play solid on that defensive end. You can't panic if you're gonna want to make some great saves. Is this one a little bit dangerous? Assassins gonna try to stay calm there. Sandsbar with a cool head there, able to get that one as a miss. Comes through an attempt, gonna be blocked away. Sands couldn't quite push that one down. This one off the sidewall. Nervebot unable to touch that one. A little bit awkward as this one sent off to the side, and we lost a little bit of our connection there on that one, Mealy.
Oh, good. Carson got cake is off the corner. I'm pretty sure you are back now in the game. You can take it over from here, but you didn't miss anything over there, Rockman. Don't worry.
Yeah, you gotta love the connections there, but we are back into this one, and let's see, still at a tied affair here. So Mobamba gonna take this one, gonna push it a long way. Stacked, gonna block it out, gonna try to push this one back, gonna throw it off the corner. Nervebot blocking this one up on the corner. Sandsbar Looking to grab this one. It's going to be sent a long way. Stack going to have to get up to this one. He's going to make a nice touch. But can they counterattack the other way? Not quite going to be able to. Get cut off in the midfield. Red Jr. trying to pass it down, but it's right to Sands. He has an opportunity to shoot it, but can't quite put it on target. The ball still floating. Big opportunity, but nobody is there at all, Muley.
Yeah, I thought for sure we were going to see a goal there. That was an absolutely great attempt. And, you know, the Assassins still putting up an offensive strike here. It's unfortunately not going to result in a goal, but this has been back and forth now, Rockerman.
Yeah, close opportunities here. And the Assassins are really trying to put one in. Bobamba is going to find that block. This one can be sent up high. Assassins dive it in, Stacked. Gonna send this one off the corner, trying to find another touch, looking to drop it down. The ball is just floating. Gonna be blocked again. It's still floating there. Dropping down, but Red Jr. just there in time to make the touch and push that one away. As Sandsbar looking to send that one down. Back in the end here. Carson not quite able to make that touch. 50 coming across, and about a minute 30 here. We're still scoreless. Melee trying to find a way for one team to break the ice.
Yeah, it is unbelievable how this is still 0-0, Rockerman. The amount of different shot attempts that have come through, and very good shot attempts, may I add, from both teams. It's just absolute brick walls on both ends there. The yellow wall versus the red wall, if you will.
I love that right there. And right now, neither wall gonna have a hole punched into it. And we still have a minute in regulation for someone to make that happen. Is Stack gonna send this one down out in the midfield? Nerfbot gonna cut it off. Carson taking control into the corner, trying to find that 50. Gonna find one. Red Jr. gonna touch it back in. Stacked looking to push it out, but Mobamba. A little bit of a double commit there from Nerfbot. He's still gonna find a touch somehow, but that one's sent out. Just Red Jr. back. Stack trying to get up to this one. Red gonna slow it down a little bit. Mobamba gonna help him out, but it's right in the midfield. It's going towards the backboard, and Mo able to get there just in time to push that one away. Final 30 seconds here. Regulation in game 2. Carson gonna block that one away in the corner, trying to give chase. Gonna find a 50 Mo. Control on the wall. Not a lot of boost though. Sands gonna push that one up. It's a dangerous ball. Nerfbot trying to get a touch, but Stacked. It's gonna meet him at the summit. This one being sent down. Carson trying to find a 50. That one's going towards the net. But oh goodness, Sandsbar, a big miss there. Stack gonna have to take control. Gonna force a 50 here. As the ball is actually gonna stay in Dissolve's end, or in Assassin's end, excuse me. Nerfbot looking to send that one in. And with 1 second remaining, he puts it in. Heartbreak there for the Assassins.
What did I say last game, Rockerman? Don't give this guy any time or space, or he will punish you. And that is exactly what he just did. An absolute banger, top right by Nerfbot, giving his team the 1-0 lead. And unless something crazy happens here.
Oh, this one's floating towards the net. No, it's off the crossbar. Dissolve's gonna hold on. It seemed like it was set up perfectly for the 0-second goal, but the bar is gonna inflict a lot of pain on the Assassin's hearts.
Yeah, I wanted to stop talking there just because I didn't want to curse anything. I didn't want to give any team a caster's advantage, if you will. But yeah, holy cow. That game went from just back and forth, nothing, 0-0 to, oh my goodness, a goal with 1 second remaining. And we almost had, you know, the equalizer at 0 seconds, what, like 10 seconds late, 10 full seconds later. Yeah, wow. What is that? Dissolved up now 2-0 in the series. This is game point or match point for them.
Yeah, they are.
But yeah, no, I think Assassins did a lot better that game though, Rocket Man. They put up good shots, like very good quality shots, a lot better than the game previously. And I think Dissolved was starting to feel it. You know, like we said, like they were having to put up saves and had to be on the back wall and had to make clears on clears on clears. They couldn't get that offense generated. So we'll see how Assassins, and I guess Dissolved as well, come into this you know, important game 3 here and see if they change anything up.
Yeah, we'll see if they can change things up and try to pull back the reverse sweep. And, you know, Mealy, if there's somebody in this call that knows about reverse sweeps, it's probably both of us here, especially you know, taking my Ascension team down in a reverse sweep on Monday. What were you guys thinking when you were down 2-0, trying to bring that comeback here? And maybe what could the Assassins do to try to channel that energy?
Momentum. Keep momentum. Just stay on top of the ball. Don't let the other team get space. Don't let them do what they want to do. Let the game run through you and your team. That is the best advice that I could give for, honestly, any team at any league rank.
Yeah, we'll see. It definitely worked against my team. We'll see if the Assassins can find that as well. As the ball's popped up, they've got some early pressure here. The Sandsbar gonna send this one off the wall. Carson, not a lot of boost, but still gonna send it towards the net. Nerdbot gonna find a touch. Sandsbar is harassing, and Stacked gonna opt to go all the way back there. He's gonna challenge now. Red gonna push it off to the side. Carson, we're gonna take this one up. Off the ceiling here, trying to find something there. That one almost a little crazy, but Nerdbot sending it down. Stacked gonna take control here, trying to get out in the midfield. Stacked can't find another. The ball is still floating. Carson gonna put it back towards Solves the net. Mo trying to find that touch. Miss comes through from Sands. Gonna be a little bit awkward here. Dissolve trying to counterattack. That one awkward off the post, but a nice touch comes through. Sandsbar able to push that one out. Has a big opportunity towards the back. We're trying to find that double tap. Can't hit it though, as this one blocked out. But again, Mealy, it's looking a little bit like game 2, where we saw the Assassins. I feel like they're really getting quality attempts and quality pressure right now.
Yeah, they are. And as Carson got demoed a few seconds prior, it did just remind me of something that I did want to say as well. And it's that I haven't seen any physicality really coming out from either of these teams. Maybe Assassins, if they wanted to, could start to maybe demo more, get in the lanes on rotating out and everything, and try to be more physical, make that Dissolve team uncomfortable on offense and defense.
Woo! And that one, Assassin's getting a little uncomfortable there as the foot reset almost goes through, just ringing off the post. But here comes Stack trying to drive that one in, forces a double commit. Nerdbot he is able to get up to that one just in time as it's sent back towards the net. Gotta make the clear. Stacked able to push it. Carson gonna send it down. This one opportunity. Nerdbot and Stack both drive right past that one. It's 50 coming across again. Mobamba gonna have an opportunity for clear. Gonna send it up high. Nerdbot off the corner trying to find another read. Can't find that touch. The shot attempt gonna go a little bit wide from Mo. The Stacked gonna be demoed in his own end. Here's Nerdbot trying to find the flip reset. Gonna drop it down. But Assassins are gonna be able to find that clear as we got another 0-0 ball game as we're approaching halfway. The Assassins looking to strike. Sandsbar sending that one towards the net. Not gonna be able to do so. This ball is up. Mobamba has an opportunity. Not gonna be able to find that double, but is there a follow? No. Sandsbar gonna look to take it down. Gonna send it back in. As Nerdbot again looking to send it away. This one gonna go all the way down to the Assassin's corner. Gonna pop up. Sandsbar looking to clear it out, but still Mealy. We're remaining scoreless for now as Dissolve gonna try to clear this one away.
Yeah, this game 3 is very reminiscent of that last game too. Rocker Man 0-0 throughout the majority of the game, it seems. I really don't know who's going to score first, and it's going to be off very likely a mistake. Almost saw them right there from Dissolved. Assassin's able to get an opportunity as well here. This could be the opportunity they need, Rocker Man.
Ooh, that one almost able to turn it onto net, but not quite as the Assassins still continuing their onslaught. It's this one off the corner. Red Jr. gonna clear it out. Carson gonna grab that ball, gonna pop it up high. Stack gonna have to use a lot of boost to get to that one. Trying to get back to it, but really nothing else left in his tank. Sandsbar tries to come in for the shot, can't find it. This ball floating towards the net. Stack gonna have to get up to it. Gonna pick up that boost, push it to the corner, but Dissolve still keeping it around. A great clear though. So they're by 2, but right to Mobamba. Just gonna pop it back to the midfield. Red Jr. looking for the touch there. Stack can't find it. Sands gonna help him out here. This one again off the corner now. 60 seconds remaining. Assassin trying to fire that shot toward the net. A dunk attempt comes through, but not able to find it on target. And yeah, I'm thinking you might be right, Mealy. We might need to see some of that physicality, or we might need to see Sandsbar coming through. No, not gonna be able to put that one on target. As this one again to pop towards the net, trying to find it. Red Jr. gonna make another clutch save, as this one still is hanging around in the zone. Final 30 seconds remaining, and nobody has still found the back of the net.
Yeah, and it's kind of surprising, Rocker Man. There's been pretty much an offensive onslaught coming out from Assassins, and we haven't been used to really seeing that. As Mobama's going to play this one slow. Stacked, going to be able to get up there as well. But yeah, no, if I'm Assassins here, don't be impatient. That's the... Oh, no.
Oh, no. Oh, well, he can't be too patient there when he got Mobamba coming through. Red Jr. with the touch, and Carson just can't get it. And Sandsbar just flips right underneath it, and another potential for last second heartbreak here is we're down to the final 11 seconds. Might end up being a sweep here. The Assassins got to get going now. This ball is not going to go their way. Stacked is jumping up, trying to get to it. He can't connect. And now, got to take it the length of the pitch. Carson trying to keep it up. He's not going to be able to do so, though, as it touches the ground. And a very close series game wise, in every game here, Mealy, but the final result is pretty dominant there. A 3-0 sweep for Dissolved.
Yeah, you said the exact thing that I actually was gonna say, and it was that Assassins really didn't like lose this match or this series bad. Like they were close games, and like I said, two of the games, one of them went in overtime. And the third one here was 1-0, and the one goal was scored. Actually, it wasn't overtime. I'm sorry, but the winning goal was actually scored within the last 10 seconds of the game.
1 second, right?
I just yeah, 1 second for the yeah, and then yeah, it's just absolutely crazy. But yeah, no, Assassins, especially this last game, man, they had so much pressure. I think maybe they got a little bit too antsy and a little bit too honestly frustrated that Dissolved wasn't letting anything in, and I completely understand that. But unfortunately, Dissolved was able to get that one goal that they ended up needing at the end of the game.
Yeah, no, they were able to make it happen there, and yeah, it was a lot of quick games there. I mean, both these last two games, a 1-0 margin, both scored in the last 10 seconds, like you referenced, and the Assassins were not able to close it out there. It was Dissolved taking that win, and now they're going to improve to 4-0. And we talked about a little bit earlier, Amelia, is like, when you get the number one and number two overall pick, there's a lot of pressure on you, not just as the players, but as a GM, as an org, to perform.
Yeah, not only is there pressure, but now that we're kind of 2 full weeks in, you start to develop a target on your back, Rocker Man. This happened with Venom last season. Every team wanted to be that team that knocked down the undefeated team. Now at 4-0, and clearly a powerhouse now. They've proven that on stream after 2 weeks in dominant fashion multiple times. Teams are going to want to be the ones to beat them. So you got to be careful.
Yeah, no, you got to be careful, especially when you start putting together win after win after win. Yeah, you're right. You're exactly right. You develop a target on your back, and Dissolved. Hey, I think if I'm Dissolved though, I like the target on my back. Hey, I mean, who's gonna trade 4-0 for any other situation?
Yeah, no, I exactly. You kind of wear it with pride sometimes, right? Like, it's nice to be undefeated. It's more or less just saying, teams want to beat us, and we can't take any team lightly, even if we're going up a team that's completely the opposite and defeated, if you will, 0-4 going into Monday. Like, you can't count them out, because at that point, some teams are starting to think, what do we have to lose? Let's ruin their day. But overall, I do want to mention as well, like Assassins now at 1-3. I really don't think that their record really shows how they play as a team. I think they're a lot better than a 1-3 team. I just think they were just dealt a bad hand for the first couple weeks. But honestly, I have faith in seeing them turn it around and honestly make a genuine playoff push come at the end of the season time.
Yeah, no, it was a little bit of a tougher start for the Assassins, I will have to say. Did get a win over Ascension, so they do have that under their belts a little bit there. But also going up against Orbit and the Samurai as well, two other teams that were projected to be top teams. So yeah, not the end of the world, and still early here. 1-3 is not gonna kill the season here. I mean, there's 18 matches, in the regular season here, so a lot of time for them to bring it back. And I know something we'll be looking forward to. Maybe not for this team, but with this upcoming week here, Mealy, we were talking a little bit about it earlier in terms of the prospect league, but the 4-match hold is going to be coming up for a lot of these players, and that's really going to be interesting. To see how that whole thing is going to shake up the Challenger League.
Yeah, there have been a couple of teams. I will say that probably haven't been performing as they had hoped post draft and up until now. Maybe a couple of the 0-4 teams. Maybe the one that heck, maybe there even be some 2-2 teams out there who are eyeing some of these FA prospects. And there's a lot of them, Rockerman. We have a lot of free agents coming in at the I think Friday, right? Is the official waiver wire Friday night?
I believe I think it was tomorrow, Thursday.
Is
Thursday
it
night.
tomorrow?
Yeah,
Okay.
I
Even
believe so.
even better. Even better. So we get to find out a day earlier than I thought. So tomorrow night is when we're gonna find out. We're gonna get transactions posted like rapid fire as soon as the waiver wire ends, and I'm gonna be excited to see who goes where, because I know there's gonna be some movement happening. The question is, like I said, who's going where?
Yeah, no, all eyes will be on that wire for sure come tomorrow night. So definitely keep your eyes out there if you're a free agent. Could be your time to shine here. But yeah, with that being said, we are going to head to break here very shortly. But when we come back, we're moving to the Novice League for the very first time this season. Kicking off the Novice debut is a team that's making their first return since season 10. Genesis is coming back. I'm excited to see how the Genesis team is gonna perform here tonight, going up against the Kiwis, who have been a great Novice League team. So you guys are not gonna want to miss it. We're gonna take a short break. When we come back, me and Mealy will be back in the booth to bring you that good old Novice action. early. He puts it in. 0 seconds remaining. Maybe he's gonna be fighting hard for it. Oh my goodness, Rudy, what is this?
Doesn't get the touch he's looking for. Kato, Scott, oh, he gets the flick and he gets it through. He's gonna get the shot. He's gonna put it in. Back to back. Backward. Can he find the touch? He's gonna put the shot on the net.
High off the backboard here. Opportunity. Here comes the shot.
Is this serious? Hold on. Surely this can. Oh my
It's
lord!
still with the shot. It's gonna go in.
Oh, Palpatine on the goal line. He did not win.
Nearly over.
Sweep. It comes through. The Venom, the improbable, the impossible, the 4-time champions. Alrighty, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Nemesis Gaming League. A little early on the comeback, but we're just excited here to get to the Novice League action as we have Genesis taking on Kiwis. I'm Rockman back in the booth, joined by Mealy. And Mealy, we got another exciting one coming our way here. I mean, we had the novices; they played on Monday. Well, this is the first novice stream match of the season.
Yeah, I love novice. I don't know what it is, if it's, you know, like just the lower MMR players, or honestly, I just feel like some of the novice guys are the nicest people I've ever met too. It's just so wholesome. But I love watching novice league. Also, some people like count out novice and think, oh, it's not that competitive. Like, oh, there's so much lower MMR. These guys like put up a fight. I feel like every single time I've casted on stream, and it's been an insane series. So if it's anything like that, especially knowing some of these players that are going to be, you know, on stream for us here, putting on a show, it should be a good one.
Yeah, no, I'm excited to get some Novice League action underway. We do want to give a couple quick shout-outs before we get things rolling. A big shout-out to Jack Soy coming back for 41 months, and also Dr. Shadow coming back for 18. I appreciate the resubs and the support to all of you guys. But yeah, this is gonna be an intriguing one, Mealy. Both these teams already playing a match so far this season. Coming into this one. I know one thing, you know, I'll let you talk a little bit maybe about the rosters here. I do have to say one thing, no skinny legend for Genesis for this match. Unfortunately, wasn't feeling too well. So wishing him all the best. Hopefully Genesis can pull it out for him. But yeah, what do you see about these two rosters, and you know what we might be able to expect in this matchup?
Well, first of all, thanks for that insider info there. So Skinny Legend, the top sell for Genesis, not going to be there. But that second guy that's listed there, Rocker Man, I mean, he's a Nemesis veteran. Also, an awesome caster. Love the guy. He's chunk light. I feel like he's got what it takes to lead this team in Skinny Legend's absence. And honestly, I feel like that entire Genesis roster has what it takes. I don't really know the T7L person or Zen, but you did tell me that Zen being their lowest roster, she is got a lot on her plate going today. I don't know if she played on Monday, but regardless, if your name has Zen in it, I'm just assuming that you're an absolute god/goddess of a player. On the opposite end, we have Mystic Kiwi. Fits the name. It's the Kiwis. Speaking of Kiwis, Dr. Shadow apparently trying to buy his team a win with the sub. I don't know if it's going to work. We're going to find out. Royalty, I do know, is a friend of Shadow, who also, by the way, is not returning, as Shadow did move up to Prospect. But Royalty filling in as well, was here last season, knows how to win, knows all about that, you know, all about how the Kiwis like to play. Jolly Rogers, another Nemesis veteran as well, coming from Acceleration, who is not a team anymore. I can't remember. I'm sure you can tell me what team took over for Acceleration.
It's actually this Genesis team that took over
It's
for
a
Acceleration.
Genesis team.
So that's where Chunk Lake came from. Chunk Lake and Jolly Rogers, teammates last season. Only able to retain one. Jolly Rogers wanted to go to the draft. He actually told me, I guess I'm maybe leaking a little bit, he wanted to go to the Vandals, but ends up here on the Kiwis. But we did end up re-signing Chunk Lake. So that's an interesting turn about this one. Former teammates going at it.
Yeah, the story writes itself. We literally do not come up with this. It just happens on its own. So that's going to be something to look out for. Is there possible revenge? Maybe. I don't even know. I don't know if you can even really consider it revenge, since Genesis took over for Acceleration. But who knows? There might be some bad blood. There might not be. Regardless, though, we have an insane two rosters here going at it. And yeah, like, I'm super excited. Like I said, I love novice league play. I think it's really fun to watch, and I never ever count them out of anything. I've seen some of these guys hit some absolute banger clips, double taps, flip resets. Some of y'all might be thinking, how's a 1200 hit a flip reset? Like, you don't know until you get scored on by a 1200 and you get like humbled real fast.
Hey, yeah, no, you'd be surprised. I mean, some of these people, I think that's the great thing about Nemesis Melee is you get a lot of different styles of players. There are some players that, have gotten, just solely just grinded mechanics. Like you mentioned, like these just flip resets, double taps, air dribbles, like just these crazy, insane mechanics. But they don't know the first thing about a rotation. What the heck is a rotation? That's what I've seen. You got on the other hand, people that, only know rotations, like me. What the heck is a mechanic? How do you do a flip reset? I don't know. But I'm hoping some of these people can show us what they got, as it looks like they're joined into the lobby, just about ready to get things underway.
Yeah, I will say it makes for some great gameplay, and like I said before, I think we're in for a real treat here. I do want to ask right before, because I feel like we did a little bit late last time, so I want to make sure we get an actual full a look at it here. And I know you're biased, but so try to take all bias out of it. But what team do you have winning, and what do you think the actual game score is going to be, series score?
Ooh, I think this is gonna be. I think it's gonna be a good series. I think the Kiwis might have a little bit of an edge with no Skinny Legend, but I think Genesis is gonna surprise some people here in this one. So I'm gonna go 3-2. I think we might have a novice league banger on our hands. I think it'll be a close one. Gonna really need Chunk Light to go crazy on Genesis, in my opinion, but I think I'm gonna go 3-2 Genesis in this one. No bias, of course, but we'll have to see as the predictions are up. But who are you taking in this one, Mealy?
So I will say I was originally gonna go 3-1 Kiwis, right? But then you said the game 5, and you know what? For the first novice stream game of this season, it is fitting, and with the rosters in the story, it is fitting that this series goes to 5. So I'm also gonna say 3-2, but I do have to give the edge over to my division fellows over in Kiwis. I love Dr. Shadow. I love the fruit people, as I call them. They're about to go crazy, and they're gonna go slashing away.
Alrighty, well, we'll see if those Fruit Ninjas and these Kiwis can find their second victory of the season. It looks like we got everyone locked and loaded on the pitch, all ready to go for our first Novice League stream match of the season. It is Genesis taking on the Kiwis, and it's Jolly Rogers with the very first goal of the Novice season.
Are you experiencing any deja vu, Rockerman? Because I am. Talking about last series when the goal happened in the first 10 seconds. Here we go again. This Kiwis roster put one in early. Is this going to be a trend, though, that continues? Or is this just kind of a first game mishap?
Yeah, we're going to have to see. That was a great kickoff there set up, and a tough opportunity as this one is going to be shot in. And wow, these Kiwis, they are wasting no time at all. That's 2 goals in 10 seconds here.
Yeah, I just want to shout out this goal explosion, by the way, as well. Kiwi with the fruit goal explosion. It's on brand with the whole Fruit Ninjas. And magnificent goal. Great placement there by Kiwi.
Yeah, and a couple of kickoffs that really didn't go Genesis's way here in this first game, making their first return. And oh my gosh, what is happening in 17 seconds? And we have 3 goals off the kickoffs. And I mean, wow, this is a crazy start.
17 seconds in, 3 goals, all from different players on the same roster, by the way. I think they all got one here already in this game. Hey, if there's any way to start a game, it's that. But hey, maybe take the rest of this time. And first of all, I do want to say, no game is ever, completed, especially only 30 seconds in. And there's something that I like to say, Rockerman, right? It's if you're going to allow 3 goals on you in the first 30 seconds, that just means you have 4.5 minutes to score 3 goals back.
Yeah, that's very true. It could be a very high-scoring game, and see if Genesis can battle back. And I think they've done the most important part here, which is survive the kickoff. As Royalty is going to find a bump there. Zen, she's going to send it down. Looking for T7 there. This one popped up, a big opportunity, a big miss. And Genesis, look at that tree goal explosion. You talked about the fruit goal explosion. How about the tree coming through?
Man, I need a Griffin's goal explosion or something regarding the Pantheon as soon as possible. Someone let me know whenever that actually comes in the game. Regardless, so a great shot coming out there from the Genesis team. And again, like I said, I mean, we're only 1 minute, technically not even 1 minute into this game yet. And oh my goodness, Rocketman. Oh, what a save from Chunk Lake, keeping his team alive. It is only a 2-goal game. There's still plenty of time to get it done.
Yeah, no, Genesis going to find their very first goal of this series. And yeah, a lot of time left in this one. That's going to be sent back in the Genesis end. T7 going to find a touch. Royalty coming through. This one going to be popped up. Going to be thrown off the side there. Zen, she's going to find that touch. Kiwi not quite able to get to that one. This ball a little bit awkward at the Genesis end. They're trying to get it out here. Jolly Rogers there. That one going to push across the middle. Zen going to bang that one down. Kiwi forced to try to find that touch. The ball pops down the midfield. Could be a big shot. A nice demo. A nice shot on net, but Royalty, good placement, able to make a good save there. As this one sent up high, Jolly Rogers is going to clear it down the pitch. T7 going to push that one towards the net there. Miss comes through. T7 dropping it down. Opportunity. Zen looking to take control. Trying to find a dribble. Looking for the flick there. Nice little play, but not quite able to get that one on target here. As Genesis looks like they really want to try to slow down this pace here, Mealy, and try to take it slow.
Yeah, after surviving the kickoff onslaught that came out of Kiwis, honestly, this Genesis team's looking a lot more comfortable, Rockerman. Like you said, they're taking possession, taking things slower. They're taking control of this game, actually. You know, Kiwis' roster is just kind of putting on crazy touch and crazy shots on net, but this Genesis roster is able to pretty much combat that and just defensively stop anything the Kiwis throw at them now.
Yeah. We'll just forget about the first 17 seconds, and then, you know, hey, they're winning 1-0. So, you know, we'll just forget about that. But right now, Genesis trying to hold on as they're finding themselves in their own back end here. This one gonna be pinched out. T7 gonna try to find it. This one sent back towards net. Zen gonna find the touch off the wall. This one popped out. Kiwi trying to send it in, looking for the shot on net. Jolly Rogers coming out of the net. Where did he come from?
Jolly Rogers stealing this goal from Kiwi like the Grinch who stole Christmas. What a play coming out from the Kiwis, so giving them another 3-goal lead yet again.
Yeah, that one, he did steal it right away. It wasn't going in, but hey, you know, when you get in the league play matches, you want to secure it up, and he was able to lock that one in, give it the Kiwis a 3-goal lead yet again, as this one it can be controlled by Zen. The ball 15 off the ceiling. Jolly Rogers trying to come through, can't quite find that touch. It's Kiwi gonna throw it off the corner. Chunk finding a 50. That one pops out. Zen with an opportunity, gonna bang it down. Royalty was waiting though. T7 gonna find this one, looking to try to push it out in the midfield. The ball gonna be pinched out. Chunk looking to take this one, gonna try to send it off the wall, off the corner there. This one is gonna be cleared a long way. 1.5 minutes remaining. The ball out of the midfield. Chunk able to stop it. Zen look to try to turn. Nice little touch going to come out across there, but Genesis not quite able to follow. This one dropped down. Kiwi going to throw it off the backboard. Shunk going to be beat out by his former teammate. A little bump coming through. Former teammate Love right there, but it's going to be sent off to the side. And 1:15 remaining here. Genesis down by 3. Just looking for something as a nice little play there. Wait a minute. T7 going to get it by 2. Nice little flick. Trying to stay with it. Can they get it down to the midfield? Not quite, but Mealy, Genesis still find themselves down by 3. Trying to see if they can find any momentum.
Yeah, down 3 with 1 minute left. It would take, honestly, a lot to get this game back tied. Perhaps you might start to think, you know, what can we do now to prepare for this next game? As Jolly Rogers is going to sink the open net for Kiwis, given a 4-goal lead. But if I'm Genesis here, Rockerman, you know, I'm thinking, you know, what can we do to improve for the next game? I think they had the formula. They were going pretty well, actually. And you said before, take away the 3 goals at the very beginning, right? This is a completely different game. Game 1 we're talking about. I think maybe they got, you know, caught up a little bit, got a little nervous at first, but then they started to settle in. Honestly, they looked pretty good. So I think, you know, in this game 2, when, you know, they're really settled down, I think we're going to see a little bit more coming out of them.
Yeah, no, definitely probably some nerves coming through here, as I believe T7 and Zen both new to Nemesis this season. So hopefully Chunk can try to be that rock as they try to battle back here in this series. As speaking of that rock, Chunk trying to find that one, but a nice block by Royalty as Zen is sending this one towards the net. Chunk trying to get in the way. He's just going to fake it out. Royalty was waiting. Good idea on him to be ready for that one, as Zen still trying to push that one through. Nice little pass come down, but not able to put it through. This one blocked off to the corner, and that one is going to result in a Kiwis victory. Genesis looking for one for the road, but it's going to be blocked off. Going to touch the ground, and the Kiwis with that early quick outburst going to take game number 1.
Yeah, we talked about it a little bit. I'm sure that didn't feel too good if you're the Genesis roster, getting scored on 3 times in the first 20 seconds of the game. It definitely kind of kills the mood a little bit into that game one, but you can't let that get the most of you, or get the better of you, rather. You just got to go into this next game, kind of think to yourself, hey, it's 0-0. Like, that game didn't matter, we're throwing it out. Let's go and let's go play our game. And they kind of established, and we talked about it, their game seems to be a lot more slow paced and a lot more calm and methodical, and I think that's how they're going to get their opportunities. As they did have some shots on target, and they actually had a really good goal as well, compared to the Kiwis, who seem like their niche, if you will, is they're just like going all out. They're just all jumping at the ball, just trying to hit the ball, make it awkward, play fast, and they want to make this Genesis roster feel uncomfortable. But if the Genesis roster says, hey, do what you want to do, we're just going to stay cool, calm, collected, I think they have a really good shot at the second game.
Yeah, no, it looks like it's a battle of paces here and styles. As you mentioned, the Kiwi style seems to be all out, dive at everything. Let's outspeed them here. But Genesis, they were trying to play it slow, and once they kind of settled down a little bit, seemed to work out. But as we head into game number 2, we're gonna have to see if they can bounce back here, see if that controlled play style can lead them to a game 2 victory. And this opening kickoff is gonna go the way of the Kiwis. Royalty trying to send this one down, looking to find it in, but not going to be able to put it on net here. And for the moment there, as Chunk's going to take it across here, Genesis has survived the opening kickoff, and Chunk, he's trying to find a goal of his own. A nice drop down there, but Royalty is going to touch it off to the side. So, hey, you know what, Mealy? I'd say so far for Genesis, mission accomplished.
Yeah, it looks like they're getting the looks they want. Chunk had a great air dribble, attempt, and it resulted in a really good favorable 50. It spilled the ball out middle, so unfortunately no one was able to get there to connect on it. But yeah, they're getting the looks that they want so far, and they're making this Kiwis team look a little bit awkward because they want to play fast and they're not allowing them to.
Yeah, no, they're able to find one. Chunk couldn't quite put it in. Is this one a very dangerous ball going to be pushed across the net by Mystic? But Genesis going to try to send it back in. The Kiwis looking to get back on that offense that they had. Zen gonna grab that corner boost. Jolly gonna pop this one up to midfield. Chunk trying to get to that one. Gonna send that one a long way. Mystic gonna throw that one off the backboard. Is there a follow-up attempt? It's dropping down in front of the net. Chunk trying to block it there. Not quite gonna go on target, as this one is gonna be cleared out. Genesis almost able to find that lead there, but instead Kiwis now on the counter. Jolly right into Chunk. This one's sent back down. Pushed away again by Mystic. Zen gonna come through with this one. Nice 50. Gonna pop out. Chunk gonna push that one a long way. Chunk now looking to give chase, trying to get a middle for a teammate. It's coming across the net, but that one is gonna be blocked away. There is Chunk again looking to take to the air, trying to find that. And I mentioned Chunk as as that captain, as that leader, trying to step up, and we've seen a couple of solo play attempts from him in this game.
Yeah, as that Nemesis veteran, and honestly Novice League veteran as well, he's been in that prospect novice range enough to understand what it takes to win these games and what he has to do. As a great play coming out from this Genesis roster 2 minutes into this game too, and a very critical first goal for them.
Yeah, an awkward ball off the backboard, and T7 is just waiting, gonna put it in the bottom right. And that's a dangerous place, Mealy, in the Novice League. That backboard, if you throw it up there, a lot of times good things can happen.
Yeah, absolutely. And like we said, as Zen's got to get back for this. Thankfully she does. But yeah, like the Genesis team, they got what they wanted. It was a great 1-2 play. Throw it off the backboard, let your teammate and clean it up. That's exactly what they want, and that's exactly what they got. And look, it resulted in a goal. Now just don't get too impatient. I kind of said the same thing about our last series. Just don't get impatient as well. If you can't score, and that goes for both teams here.
Oh, is this one a big opportunity? It's gonna go in almost. Gonna be saved away, but Genesis comes through. It's T7. He scored all the goals here, set up by Chunk Light.
Yeah, that Chunk Light to T7 connection seems like it is brewing up. 2 goals now in the second game. That's exactly what this roster needed, and I'm kind of excited to see what's in store for us here in the near future.
Yeah, 2.5 minutes here, just past halfway. Genesis gonna take a 2-goal lead here, as this one gonna be blocked off the backboard. Jolly trying to get to that one, he can't find the touch, and that one just put it in reverse, Chunk Light, and put it in the net.
What happened here, Rocker Man? It was a great 50 with Chunk. I think Royalty and Jolly Rogers, unfortunately bumped each other going for the same ball. Chunk Light saying, oh, hey, thanks, I'll take that any day.
this is the opposite of what happened last game. You know, obviously it wasn't in the first 20 seconds, but we see Genesis up 3-0 now. This is a completely different game as Chunk Light gonna get another goal, and Genesis going up 4-0 now, Rocker Man.
Yeah, and the Genesis they're coming out strong here. That one an awkward bounce off the corner. Good kickoff by Chunk. Good follow. Just do it all yourself there, kid. He's gonna send it in the back of the net, 4-0. And yeah, they have really found the offense in this game. And you know, we expected a little bit slower, a little bit more controlled. But they are putting on that offense as Chunk is setting this one up, trying to find a touch there. Zen is gonna dive through, but a 4-goal lead here, you know, trying to tie this series back up. Definitely some great signs of life.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, this is what we said before, right before the game. Like, anything can happen. You know, if you're watching this series in that first game, I'm sure a lot of people were probably thinking, oh no, Kiwis got this one easily in the bag. You know, the 3 kickoff goals in the first 30 seconds. Like, surely this is going to be a quick sweep, just like that last series was. But here we go in game 2, Genesis saying, hey, we can put up that same exact pressure. We can get kickoff goals too, and we can absolutely smoke you guys the same way you guys did to us.
Oh, is that one a nice little outlet pass attempt there? Zen couldn't quite get it on target, but yeah, Genesis, the offense is cooking right now, is forcing a double commit on the net there. And this one gonna be pushed back out, gonna be sent a long way. Chunk is gonna block it, a minute 14. Kiwis trying to find something here towards the net, but Zen gonna send that one off to the side here. Mystic looking to find another. The ball is just up in the midfield. Jolly can't quite put it on. It's going to allow Chunk Light to take control here. Looking to send this one up, trying to find that flip reset. Going to find a 50 instead as this ball is still floating up high. Could be a big opportunity. Zen, good speed to get up there. And here comes T7. Looking for the shot there. Royalty is going to push it away here and block that one off. And, you know, something I do want to say, Amelia, we mentioned the absence of Skinny Legend, and it was Zen here, the lowest MMR in Novice League at 1100. Is this one going to go in? Yeah, speak her name, and she shall appear there. She's actually doing a really good job filling in for Skinny, I feel like.
Yeah, I have no really negative takeaways at all from honestly the entire roster during this game. But especially Zen, as you said, that 1100 player, she doesn't play like an 1100 though. She definitely plays like she fits in, you know, at that 1250, 1300 mark. I've seen her in the right spots pretty much the entire game. She's been there. She knows where to be. They play well as a team. As Chunk like gonna try another one on target, but I also do want to comment a little bit on Chunk, as another one almost goes in there. But I feel like Chunkley is playing extremely poised, Rockman. I feel like this is really helping this team. Something I say to my guys is like, you know, you can play how you want to play, but if your car language is easy to read and what you're trying to do is, you know, easy to tell what you want to do, then it just makes playing with you, like I said, that much easier. And I feel like Chunk's doing a great job, like I said, leading this team. You know, he's getting the passes, he's getting the reads, he's getting 50s, and it's just making it like easy for his team.
Yeah, no, and that's what we wanted to see. He didn't really have a great performance in that game number 1, but you see him at the top of the scoreboard here in a game number 2, able to bring that one back. And now Genesis find themselves in a tied series, and you know, just a really great performance for them. I mean, 14-3 in the shot department. I mean, if you would have told me immediately after you watched that first game, someone is gonna have 14 shots, someone is gonna have 3, I do not think I would have said that it would have been Genesis.
Yeah, likewise. And you said the exact same thing I was going to say is, you know, you look at the score line and the goals, right? 5-0. But yeah, like I said, take a look at those shots. Kiwis being held to 3 shots. And honestly, sometimes it didn't even feel like it. What happened? You know, do you think did Genesis tighten up on defense? Are they just going absolutely like crazy on offense and not giving Kiwis just even a chance to do anything on offense themselves? What changed, do you think?
You know, I'm not sure. I mean, Chunk Light, you know, taking 8 shots. I feel like the offense, they were just really finding each other. And, you know, I mean, maybe it was just as simple, Mealy, as survive that first, you know, 20 seconds. I mean, don't put yourself down in a 3-0 hole there. And, you know, that's something I look at in my games too. And, you know, often what I like to tell, you know, my teams that when I'm playing, I'm like, let's come out, let's get this first goal, get that momentum in your favor. And, you know, a lot of good things can happen when you're playing ahead as from behind is. We got a little bit of a awkward situation here as it looks like we were missing a player on the pitch there. So got to restart from 0-0. But, you know, sometimes it's all you need is that confidence there to try to, you know, get something going.
Yeah, and something that I'm really curious about though now, is how are Kiwis going to respond? Are they going to go back to like what they did during that first game and just try their best to go back and get as much pressure as possible? Although, like I said, it seems like they were doing okay last game. They just weren't able to get offense and shots going. That seemed to be the problem. But yeah, no, like, are they just going to keep trying to put it on net and see if that works? Like, how are they? I'm curious to see how they go about adjusting things.
Yeah, no, it'll be interesting to see as it looks like we have got everything sorted. So we're gonna unpause it here and get back into it from a kickoff with a 3v3 instead of the 2v3 there. So we will get things rolling here for this game number 3, a very important game really for both teams to try to bring this one back. Genesis, pretty dominant performance in that game too, but the Kiwis had a pretty dominant performance in that game number 1. And this is such an important game to put yourselves on that match point.
Yeah, the momentum is going to be everything. Like you said, there's a lot of importance riding on this game. Whoever comes out with this win is going to have that 1-goal lead or 1-game lead on match point, and that is a very comfortable position to be in. And you don't want to be that team that has to make that comeback. Although, it's starting to seem like based on the way both of these seasons have been playing, Rocket Man, I think we might have been having the right idea with it being a game 5. Don't want to jinx it though.
Yeah, don't want to jinx it there. And we'll have to see as this one is going to be sent to the net from Jolly Rogers. I wasn't sure if that was a pinch or if Jolly just came through and sent it home.
Yeah, that is just one of those unfortunate circumstances where you almost score, come within millimeters of scoring, and then unfortunately the ball just goes flying towards your net, and next thing you know, it ends up being in your net instead.
Yeah, no, that one a little tough there for Genesis, but the Kiwis and Jolly Rogers, definitely some great speed, able to get to that one. That's what you expect from that man right there, who had such a great performance last season. In the novice league, one of the best players. Some might have called him the best, but definitely an all-star and one of the best players in novice league last season. And the Kiwis, I know they were happy to try to grab him and get him, and he seems like a big catalyst if they're gonna try to win this series.
Yeah, and speaking of catalyst, I'm very curious as to who that catalyst is going to be in this game for honestly both teams. I know 1 goal is scored, but I don't really consider that to be like an outplay goal, just kind of one of those random things that occurred kind of like the very beginning of the series when 3 goals were scored in the first few seconds on kickoff goals. But who's going to be that catalyst for both of these teams? I'm kind of looking at Jolly Rogers here, and I'm looking at Zen honestly for Genesis.
Yeah, no, definitely keeping our eyes on her here to see what she can do. Great performance filling in for Skinny thus far. But we're going to have to see if Genesis can keep that one going. Is this one? Oh, no. And, you talked about some craziness earlier, and I think this is what the kids call a novice moment.
Yeah, it's kind of inevitable. I feel like we see it at least once every stream. And, we joke around and call it a novice moment, but the amount of times this has happened to me, even in Challenger, it just is inevitable at this point. You just got to shrug it off. It happens. You got half a game left.
Yeah, no, it does happen. Unfortunately, it happens to us all. We've all been there. Ball just rolls in the net, and we're just helpless to get it out of the way there. And unfortunately for Genesis there, they weren't able to get that one. Is a nice little save there coming through at the last minute. Could lead to a counterattack. Royalty going to send it down. That one off the post, going to double it, but not quite on target. A close opportunity as this one's still hanging around. Jolly is just going to send it in. Genesis not able to clear it out. And the Kiwis starting to get their offense going.
Yeah, it's kind of looking reminiscent of that first game, Rockerman. We're seeing this offensive onslaught yet again from this Kiwis roster. 3-0, still half a game to go though. It's very much doable for Genesis, but definitely got to change something and go back to what was working back in that game too.
Yeah, no, they had a lot of that pressure, and it seems like the Kiwis are really trying to turn it up a notch here. Is this one an opportunity? Going to throw it off the backboard. That one a little awkward. A great opportunity for a finish, and Zen going to come through. And Genesis, ask for some offense, and here you go.
Yeah, that's the catalyst that I was talking about, and maybe perhaps another little novice moment out of Kiwi there. I know, like I said, it's going to happen. It's going to bounce off your own backboard, but hey, the heads up for Zen to stay in the play, to be able to get back to, and honestly put up a good shot too, because I think it was Kiwi was still there in the way if she missed the mark on that. So a very good shot from her, and giving her team the chance to make a comeback.
Oh, is this one is going to ring off the post, but Royalty is going to send it in. Jolly Rogers had the net to put it in, but he's going to get a little help from a friend there. It's a couple post rings coming on the screen there.
Yeah, the post giveth and the post taketh. It just depends on the scenario. Unfortunately, though, for Genesis, it's going to result in a very easy shot opportunity for Kiwis to give them another 3-goal lead yet again.
Oh, and they're looking ahead to it as Royalty comes through. A little bit of a mistouch, and no one from Genesis ready to get up for that one.
Yeah, you know who was ready to get up to that one, though? Royalty. He was sniffing that one out as soon as it went off of, I don't know whose car it was on Genesis. Early to that ball, got the entire top half of the net to shoot at. Honestly, a really great goal.
Yeah, no, a great follow. And yeah, this is looking a lot like that game 1 Kiwis that we saw, where they had all that pressure and Genesis just couldn't find a way out of it there. And now as we continue on here in this game number 3, Genesis trying to look to find some momentum. And this one, miss comes through. Royalty gonna pop it up by 1, but I think that might be everyone. Chunk, he's got an open net to shoot at. He's just gonna walk the dog all the way through the park, and he's gonna send it in. And Genesis now down by 3.
I touched on it before, and I just want to highlight it again. Chunk is a very, very patient player, and it works very well. Like, he's very comfortable. You can tell. He literally was waiting, sitting in net, waiting for the shot to come through. It wasn't that great of a shot. Got the save. Noticed that everyone was out of position, and like I said, just had an easy walk in the park with his dog into the back of the net, the opponent's net. And although it's still a 3-goal game for this game, and Genesis honestly is kind of got a miracle if they want to be able to make it back from this one. Based on the offensive, onslaught from Kiwis. But they could be looking forward potentially to next game, and how do we get this to go to 5?
Yeah, no, just try to build some momentum at the very least. Even if you can't pull back a 3-goal deficit here, what can you do to give yourself some momentum? And Genesis found one there, trying to look for a little bit more here, but the Kiwis, they're also looking for more, and it's Jolly Rogers harassing Royalty. Gonna find another goal right there, just stuff on the stat sheet right now.
That was a great pass by Kiwi over to Royalty. Yeah, I don't know what was going on in the back of the post there, with Jolly Rogers, if he got a bump or something. But yeah, it was a free net for Royalty, and the Kiwis just kind of making this one out to be a clinic.
Yeah, no, the offense has looked really good here for the Kiwis. So they're looking to put themselves on match point. 6-2 lead now. 30 seconds remaining. Genesis going to try to get this one out of their zone here. The ball's still floating. A big demo comes through, and who else but Royalty just putting in all the goals right here in this game number 3.
Yeah, another one, 7-2. At this point, it doesn't even matter what the scoreline is. It seems like Kiwis are going to, come out with this get game 4-1, put them on match point. Very important match point, as we said earlier, but that doesn't really necessarily tell the entire story. I feel like Genesis again had they had the foundation. They just weren't able to score as much as they wanted, and it seems like they kind of got awkward and let the Kiwis make them awkward instead of what we saw in game 2, them take over. As another goal coming out, we're going to where do we go at 8-2? I can't remember.
I think it's Liechtenstein is where we go for 8-2. or maybe that's Constantinople. I can't remember. We'll have to reach out to C Money to get a confirmation on that one. But it's one of the two. Liechtenstein, Constantinople. The result is the same here. It's going to result in a Kiwis game 3 victory. 8-2 is the score, as they're trying to find one more, but it's going to bounce the ground before that one happens, and the Kiwis going to hold on. And yeah, they definitely turned the tables there from that last game, Mealy. Just putting up an absurd amount of shots, an absurd amount of goals, 2 players with a hat trick. That's going to lead to some very, very good things.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, and word on the street is the flight ticket was actually headed to Barcelona, so we did get confirmation on where we were going. But it doesn't matter.
the return flight has already happened. We're back in with the Nemesis Gaming League here. Hey, that's a throwaway game, you know, if you're Genesis, right? Like that never happened. Said it at the end of game 1. Throw that one away. You know, it's whatever. It happens. You're gonna lose some. You're gonna lose some bad. Like it's gonna happen. No matter what league you're in. No matter what the roster is. Even if Skinny Legend was here, right? That could have went the exact same way. It's how do you recover from this, right? How do you go forward? You know, do you just get really upset about this loss and throw in the towel and say, oh, we're done for? Or do you say, hey, you know what? Like, let's get back to doing what we know worked, and let's go and let's actually like kick their butt this time again.
Yeah, no, and hopefully Chunk Light, the captain, can kind of lead that team and let them know like, hey, let's come get this one. Like you said, let's battle back here. We know we can put the pressure on, and let's see if we can bring it back here and force that game number 5 that we all want to see here, as they're starting out here with a big dunk. Oh no, it's gonna go off the post. Oh my goodness, a Forbidden Temple moment. The chaos has already started here, merely only a couple seconds in.
Yeah, apparently Genesis ran out of kickoff goals after the one that they had a couple of games ago. They're not allowed to have them. Only the Kiwis can have the kickoff goals. But you know what? Again, don't get discouraged. It's all right. Not every ball that you shoot is going to go in. Stuff happens. Like I said, it is Forbidden Temple. You're going to have the moments. Just stay calm, stay cool, stay collected, and it's going to work out for you.
Oh, is this one could be a big opportunity here for Genesis, but a nice demo comes through by Royalty. Going to take out the shooter there. As Mystic gonna send this one off the backboard. Zen trying to get up to it, but oh my goodness, Jolly Rogers with a massive dunk over 2.
Yeah, that could be the benefit of using a Merc hitbox. Who knows? Just getting as wide as he could, and it mattered apparently. As that 50 just goes into the top left corner of the net. Unfortunate if you're Genesis. Obviously, happy if you're a Kiwis fan, but it's not the end of the world.
Yeah, not the end of the world here. Genesis still got a lot of time left in this game number 4, but you gotta be careful. There's that one. It's going towards net. Jolly Roger is gonna come through. Another one gonna ring off the post there. This Kiwi is trying to get that one out there. This one will be blocked up. Royalty gonna try to stick with it. T7 pushing down the midfield. Zen gonna try to find that touch. Gonna pop it up high. The ball's still in the Genesis end. Jolly used a lot of boost, throwing that one towards the net. Chunk trying to get up to that one. Another big dunk comes through. The Kiwis really putting on their pressure right now. And Mystic can leave that one for Royalty. And oh my goodness, Royalty with the fake, just snatching some axles.
Yeah, the Grinch comes back again, unfortunately, to steal this one from Royalty. And his highlight goal. Yeah, what a fake from Royalty. Honestly, that I feel like someone should clip that one. That was kind of crazy, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, that was a great play right there by Royalty, able to fake that one out, get it past the last defense on Genesis, and now a 2-0 lead here. And Genesis got to try to find a way to come back here. Chunk trying to drop that one down. T7 trying to get big body there. No, can't quite put it on target. So close for Genesis there, but they can't quite put that one in the net. They're going to need some of those opportunities to go their way as this ball's dropping down. It can be sent away to the corner here. So you got 3 minutes remaining. Zen trying to find that one. It's right to Chunk though. Chunk gonna take his time, but Jolly Rogers is right on top of his former teammate there. This one off the corner. This out in the midfield. Dangerous ball, and Mystic is gonna come through, sending it home, and the Kiwis up by 3.
Yeah, it's that 1-2-3 punch from the Kiwis. Like I said, Jolly the beat over the first guy. Then Royalty getting the beat in the corner. Kiwi with a great finish as well. This is what this Kiwis roster has been doing from the start. They let up the gas a little bit in game 2, but they haven't let up the gas at all. As we see, speaking of game 1, yet another kickoff goal coming for the Kiwis.
Yeah, they are going to find another one in. That one's just a little bit awkward there over the top. Royalty going full speed on that one. And the kickoff works out in the Kiwis' favor there. Going to be able to send that one in the back of the net. 4-0 now. And Genesis really going to need a miracle if they're going to want to bring this one back here, but it is Forbidden Temple, or anything can happen here. Chunk Light trying to find that 50, going to push it off the corner, going to find another one. Can they get it across middle? This one rolling across the net, but not going to go on target. T7 going to take this one, going to be bumped off, but it's still in Kiwi's end there. Genesis trying to keep it around to see if they can turn back that offense that we saw in that game number 2. It's Chunk gonna send it by 1. This ball out. Mystic getting a little awkward. Chunk trying to avoid a demo. Goes off the wall there. T7 Gonna put this one up high. Could be a big opportunity. Genesis not quite ready to go. Zen now trying to get to this one. It's gonna be pinched across. Royalty, he can't connect to that one. Chunk gonna push it off the corner. Genesis trying to get this one. It's floating. That one gonna be saved away there. A little bit awkward on the Kiwis end, but they are gonna get it out for now. This one's sent back in, but Royalty just gonna push it back, and under 2 minutes now, Mealy in this one, and Genesis trying to go all out here as, hold on, wait a minute, Chunk has an opportunity, gonna throw it off the backboard. Can we see a follow? No, it's not gonna go right there, and Genesis really in a tough spot now.
Yeah, down 4 with a minute and a half left to go. Like you said, it might take a miracle to, get this one in the win column, but his Royalty is gonna. I would personally maybe say the dagger. I don't know. Some others might not. Anything can happen, like you said, but 5-0 with a minute and a half to go. That is tough to come back.
Yeah, and good speed from Royalty right over the top of the last defender there, and now 5-0 here. Looking like the Kiwis gonna try to close this one out. Genesis. Let's see if they can find something here at the end. Mystic off the sidewall. Could be a big opportunity here. This one sent to net by Chunk, but Royalty gonna push that one away. As then gonna send it off the sidewall. Mystic finds touch. Jolly gonna push it down back in Genesis end. Genesis trying to clear this one across there. A big dunk comes through. Royalty, he's coming as well there, and he's gonna send another one in. Another hat trick in this series. Royalty gonna make it a 6-0 margin.
Yeah, what an angle and what a shot placement by Royalty. Putting it in the same side that he jumped from, that is not easy to do in any level, to be completely honest. Magnificent shot from Royalty. And I did want to mention this as well earlier. At the beginning of this game, and actually not too much longer after that as well, scoreline was 1-0 or 2-0. Genesis had 2 opportunities with the ball on the goal line, and that really could have been the difference because Zen can get the ball off the backboard. It's a great pass and a great play from Genesis.
And maybe finding something here at the end. Zen taking to the backboard, gonna find the double tap, and T7 just comes through and puts it in. And hey, maybe a little momentum there. It might not be enough to bring back this this game, but a nice little passing play there from the lowest MMR player in Novice. Is this one T7's gonna try to find one? Can they turn it back? It's gonna be popped up the midfield. Opportunity again, ringing off the post. Gonna be blocked away. The Kiwis gonna clear it out. Genesis could not buy that one. Another really close one that they just couldn't get through the net here. Now the Kiwis trying to answer on this one. Gonna ring again off the post. That one sent out by Jolly Zen. Gonna block this one up high. A little bit awkward. Mystic gonna find that touch there. This one hanging around. T7 can look to try to stay with this one on a dribble. Try to find that 50, but couldn't quite get it out. Is down to the final 10 seconds here of this game, and the Kiwis gonna come through here with a big win. Gonna improve to 2-0, and just a really good offensive performance all the way around. As they're trying to find one more for the road there, but the Kiwis just an excellent performance tonight.
Yeah, I think Genesis may have felt the missing of Skinny Legend just a little bit. Would it have mattered? Who knows? But I do want to mention as well, especially because there are 2 new players to Nemesis Gaming League, Rockman, that you said earlier. But Zen and T7, I'm impressed. They are very, very good players. And like I said, Zen came in and you said she was an 1100, I believe, or a league minimum, if you will. Did not play like it at all. I mean, we saw that double tap. That was a really, really good pass. A lot of great decision making, and a lot of good rotational decisions were made as well from her. And honestly, I'm very, very impressed. And T7 as well. I saw a lot of great challenges, a lot of good shot opportunities, that come through. Honestly, I think you found a couple of really good players there.
Yeah, no, I'm impressed. I'm impressed with how they performed. Like you mentioned, missing the top MMR player did hurt him a little bit, but they still played well. And it's nothing to discount the Kiwis because they played fantastic with their offense for sure. And they are going to be a force to be reckoned with in the Novice League as we continue on into the season number 13. But with that being said, we are going to be heading to a break here. But when we come back, we had some great Novice League action to kick things off for the first one. When we come back, we're going to have some more Novice League action heading your guys' way here. We have the Crows taking on Frost. another couple teams that are looking to make some big moves here early on in the season. So yeah, we're gonna head to that short break, but when we come back, we'll see you guys here to close out the night with another Novice League matchup. He puts it in! 0 seconds remaining! Maybe teams are gonna be playing hard for it. Oh my goodness! Rudy, what is this?
Doesn't get the touch he's looking for. Kato, Scott, oh, he gets the flick and he gets it through.
Place this one. He's gonna get the shot. He's gonna put it in. Back to back. On the backward. Can he find the touch? He's gonna put the shot on the net.
High off the backboard here. Opportunity. Here comes the shot.
Is this serious? Now, hold on. Surely this can't. Oh my lord!
Go with the shot. It's gonna go in.
Open day on the goal line. He did do it nearly over. Sweep. It comes through. The Venom, the improbable, the impossible, the 4-time champions.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Melee back here with Chunk Light in the booth. Chunk, I know you just played your match, and honestly, it was an excellent match. Hats off to you guys. I know it didn't go as you had hoped, but honestly, I was super happy in watching how you played, and I think you played a very good game. And I think your team played a very good game. Missing one of your players, regardless, though, I think it went okay for you guys, and I feel like you guys are gonna have a great, successful season. But as much as I would love to talk about you and your team and Genesis, we have another matchup, Chunk. And it is one that, personally, I'm just as excited for watching as the other matchups.
Yeah, these are my future opponents. And so far we only have Frost in the lobby, but Frost, you've got Beard, first overall pick. You know he's going to be a good player. Novice League MVP last season, too. All first team all Novice. He got like everything last season. And then he's joined by Joe Mama, who I'm not very familiar with. I don't think I've seen him play. And Dart, who was, I believe, in 1100, but he's progressed as a player and gone up like 100-ish MMR, so he should be he should be playing way better than what we've seen from him before. And then on the other team, we've got Cam. I played him in a scrim. You got Cayman. He's in another league, and then you've got Ern, and I think Ern and Cam need to step up because they are playing with Cayman, who is in 1100. So we're kind of seeing what happened to my team in this matchup as well, Mealy.
Yeah, I do want to note there seems to be, a fair amount of Nemesis veterans in this matchup here, Chunk. And you touched on a few of those names that I feel like everyone knows if you've been in the league for a couple seasons now. Beard, nothing else really can be said about that guy. He's absolutely insane. Hoping for another great Novice League run, another great season for him, and I'm sure he'll do just fine. Joe Mama in here as well, another 1300 MMR player for that Frost roster, and Dart, another Nemesis veteran, like you said. He's been around for a while. I know I had him on one of my teams a couple of seasons ago. Even on the Crows, some veterans. I don't know exactly who's playing, as we have someone who's in the lobby with the name I do not recognize, so I'm going to assume it's Ern unless otherwise specified. I
believe it's Ern.
Okay, I hope it is. I don't know. I'm not gonna say silly goose. I'm sorry. It's gonna be Ern. If it's not Ern, someone correct me, please, and I'll make sure to call it properly. But Chunk, as we're getting ready to go here, do you have any predictions?
I think Frost will take this one just based off what I've seen from results from the first match, and the fact that Pros are playing with their sub again. I know Tyr is really busy right now. He was a first team all Novice. He will make a big splash if he is able to play, but I think that just because of that Frost will have an advantage here.
As we're seeing a little bit of back and forth to start here, 30 seconds into this game, Cayman off the corner. Joe Mama gonna deny that one though. Silly goose. I said I wasn't gonna say the name, but there I am saying it anyway. Cam up, ball going off the sidewall. We have Crows, making the pressure back on. Dart gonna put it right back. Like I said, Chunk, it's been a little bit of back and forth in the first 30 seconds so far as we see a 50 coming out. Silly goose gotta hurry back to that one. Gonna put it off his own corner. Minute into this one, though, what are you noticing coming out from both of these teams?
So I've noticed a lot of midfield as the caster curse. As I start talking, of course there is a goal scored. Just a missed opportunity here. Cam passes it back, and Joe Mama able to really punish them on the mistake. Cam nearly got back. But also, Mealy, I got confirmation from a source in the crowd. Silly Goose is earned.
Silly Goose is Earn. I'm probably gonna say Silly Goose, and I apologize. I want to say Earn. I love the guy. I had him on my team last season. Really, really, really good guy. Love him to death. Really good player as well. But here we go. We see the Crows down one. How are they gonna respond? As Cam with the ball off the corner, a good pass towards mid. Beard, they're gonna shut that one down. Earn gonna get a demo on Beard, can open up the field a little bit for Cayman. Kind of an awkward touch. Ball going out towards mid. Cam with a redirect. Looks like it's gonna go off the backboard. Dart can't get there. Earn met with a 50 instead. Gonna have to be recollected by Cayman. Up in the air, got a little bit of space. The pass over, not quite gonna get there. Cam off the sidewalk. It's gonna go on the backboard. Is anyone there to clean it up? Not quite. Joe Mama gonna collect that one. 50 coming out near the corner. Beard gonna clear that one away. Cam gonna have to save that one out of harm's way. Joe Mama back towards the net. Cam gonna clear that one. Beard gonna collect it back in his own corner. And again, we're seeing a lot of back and forth. One of these teams I'd love to see kind of start to take possession is we almost see an absolute laser of a goal pop in, but unfortunately it was missed. Cam off the corner. Dart waiting front post. Gonna get cleared out to the opposite corner. Earn gonna get a weird 50. Beard gonna collect that one a little bit, but no, Cam's gonna be there just wide left. The shot from Cam. Earn in the Dominus. He's wide. Can't get much going off of that one, though. Cayman can put that one back to the corner. And, Junk, we're seeing a lot of offense coming out from the Crows. I feel like it's only a matter of time until something happens here.
They're also opening it up with demos here. We've seen a lot of a lot of pressure in the last minute or two, and we've seen these demos. We've seen opportunities, and they really just haven't been able to capitalize. We've seen a couple of really good looks, but they just aren't able to put the shot on target. And I'm looking forward to seeing how they can enable themselves to get shots on target here.
Yeah, perhaps it needs to be a team effort, or maybe a player needs to become that enabler as Dark can put it on net. Earn gonna save that one. Cam gonna clear that out. Cayman with a free touch, gonna get one. It's a nice touch. Gets a second one. Is there a shot? Unfortunately, no. There's not gonna be a shot coming out of that one. Beard gonna clear that one away. Earn putting that to his own corner. Could be dangerous. Cam though gonna collect that one. Joe Mama back and forth. These teams go yet again. Dark gonna put a nice shot on target. It's gonna be in the right side, and it's gonna get there just in time. Dart with a magnificent shot.
Yeah, really good pop up by Joe Mama. Came in caught out with no boost. Silly Goose. Not really expecting that. Really good progression that we've seen from Dart the last couple of seasons. And just insane shot there to put this game almost away, but there is still a lot of time as what we've seen from the last novice matchup.
Absolutely. You talked about that progression, and we're seeing that progression on display. Dart, like I said, with a beautiful shot, great placement. 2-0, giving Frost the lead here, but there's still plenty of time for the Crows. They've been knocking on the door, just haven't been quite able to put one home. Joe Mama going to clear that one over. Came in with kind of an awkward touch. It's going to be a race for the ball. Joe Mama and Cam. Cam's going to get their first splitting out mid. Earn going to get a touch to the corner. Doesn't have any boost. Can he drop it down? No, he can't. Dart's going to clear that one away. Dart behind the ball still. Came in, not going to make contact. Cam with a shot, easily saved by Joe Mama. Joe Mama getting absolutely deleted by Cam, but not before Beard clears that one out of the way. Joe Mama
Really
off
good.
the sidewall. Oops, sorry. There's going to be another shot on target. Not quite. Cayman collecting the ball, going to get a 50. Earn, going to clear that one away. 2-0, 30 seconds chunk. If something's got to happen, it's going to happen now. But we're going to see a 50 go into the Crows net. Joe Mama credited with the goal.
Joe Mama 50'd it off a rotating Cayman, and that ball is going back at their own net at 65 miles per hour. We've seen the pressure that the Crows had, is what I'm going to say. It's been really impressive, but we haven't seen a whole lot of shots from this pressure. They only got 2 on the game.
Yeah, it's been a very interesting game one so far. It seems like a lot of awkwardness has played a factor. It could be stream nerves, might not be. Who knows? It's a new season. All these players, at least, I feel like most of them have played before in Nemesis. So I don't know, if nerves are a factor, how nervous they might actually be. But, a 3-goal deficit, or at this point, I'll say a 3-goal loss for Crows. How are you going to come back and answer? It seems like they had, the right formula. They just couldn't, like I said, they couldn't finish. They couldn't get there all the way.
Yeah, there was a couple of miscues, just like bad touches. That we saw that own goal come out just on unfortunate like rotations. Just really kind of seeing how you can minimize like where you are. I've seen them I've seen them close to each other a lot. They've got to be able to spread out the field, minimize the mistakes. We've seen a lot of balls float over that middle of the field and no one following them up. If they can find a way to follow up the middle, they are they are set for the rest of the match, really.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of the momentum of that game was on the side of Crows. Um, but like I said, it just seems like that, Frost just got the better of them, and we're able to put the goal or put the ball in the rectangle, as a good friend of mine always says. It's the simplicity of the game. All you got to do is put the spherical object in the rectangular object. That's how you win. Cam passing it up to Cayman. Cayman, maybe a shot, not quite. Dart gonna clear that one away. Dart gonna stay on this ball. Gonna get another boom clear, maybe on target, not quite. Ern gonna clear that one out of harm's way as well, though. Cayman up. Beard gonna dust him. Joe Mama maybe looking for the redirect of a century, not quite gonna get there though. Ball still in the Crows corner, in the Crows defensive half, as this is gonna spill up high. It's gonna be Dart who's gonna clean it up.
Yeah, really, really good 50 here from Joe Mama. Just being a nuisance on their side, disrupting the entire defense that the Crows had. Came in caught in awkward situations in this game a lot. Kind of left in these 1v3s, and it's just really been unfortunate to see him kind of be put up against the hounds of this Frost attack.
Yeah, it honestly kind of seems like, Chunk, that it might be playing a factor that the Crows don't have, their top sal is, excuse me, maybe I'm just wrong, but Cam absolutely going to slot that ball in, tying up the game 1-1.
Yeah, it came off that big middle board like I was talking about. They're able to find an attack off it, and I think there was one miscue, and Cam just really able to clean up the job.
It could be exactly what the Crows needed. They may have just needed to see one go in. Cam going to take his time on this one because it beat over one. Dart, though, waiting in the midfield. Going to go up, going to flip out of the way. Unfortunately, Ern going to try to follow this one up. Changing over to the Fennec this game. Could that be the difference maker? I don't know. We're going to have to find out. Cam going to elect not to go for this one. Cayman coming from across the field. Dart going to be in the corner waiting for that one, though. Beard and Dart both going to double commit for this one. Beard going to maybe put a shot on target. Is going to get it. Not quite. Ern going to meet him there at the goal line. Dart still has the ball, though. It's going to go over top of the goal. Joe Mama now going to get the ball as well. Beard up as well. This entire Frost offense is just punishing this Crows defense. I feel like they can't get out of their own defensive half, Chunk.
100%. As we've got Cam in the middle. I don't know if he DC'd or not, but right now they are playing a 2v3, and they have been playing that solid defense from what I've seen. As we will come to a stop here, but it was impressive 2v3 defense, as they were kind of back up against a wall. The Frost pressure that we've been talking about, as not as often, but we saw a little bit of prolonged pressure from Frost that we haven't really seen before, and I really think that this could be kind of different for the Crows. They haven't had to react to really solid offensive pressure. All the goals have really just been counterattacks. So I'm gonna be interested to see what the Frost roster can kind of do with these formulated attacks.
Yeah, and we are going to find out here very shortly as the disconnected player has returned. We're going to resume from kickoff after this pause. 1-1, 3 minutes left in this one. Who is it going to be? Is it going to be Crows? Is it going to be Frost? Here we go. Joe Mama with the ball in the offensive corner. Ern, though, not going to do anything. He's going to get bumped out of the way. 50 with Joe Mama. Beard up as well off the sidewall. Dart might have an opportunity to get to this one. He does. It's off the corner. Joe Mama going to get up as well. Gets a touch. It's a little bit awkward. No one there to shoot that one, though. Dart in the corner. Gets an awkward touch. Cayman going to put it on target. Is that going to sneak in? No, it's not. Cam going to get a 50 in front of the net. Cayman putting it on target. Dart going to clear one away. Beard back to the sidewall. Not a lot of boost. Gets a fake on one. A beautiful fake nonetheless. A great touch as well. Ball's in front of the net. Cam, though, Gonna collect this one. He's gonna stay behind it. Gets a demo on Dart. That could be the last person. Is someone gonna be there? A little bit high for Earn. Can't quite get there. That was the opportunity for Crows, though.
Yeah, 100%. Good formulated attack by them. They'll get another chance here, I think, as Cayman, just a bunch of whiffs come out, and Cayman has been able to find these interactions to get the ball really on attack for these Crows so far, and I think that he is kind of showing up for this offense like he needs to. I know Earn and Cam have shown up so far, but if he can find his way for prolonged attacks, it will be really good for them.
Oh my goodness, what a goal line save from Cam. That was insane, Chunk. I thought for sure that was going to be a goal, but instead we play on tied up 1-1. Joe Mama off the sidewall. Cam going to meet that one midfield. Dart going to look to collect this one. Does so. Hits it down the field. Earn not a lot of boost. Puts it on his own backboard. I think he does get the 100 though. Able to collect this. Going to go off the ceiling. Get one off the right wall. Gonna land on top of Beard though. Came in last back waiting for Beard. Beard up high. Cam rushing to get back. Beard off the backboard. No one there to shoot that one though. Earn gonna play it off his own corner. Crows seem to be relatively boost starved. Not quite gonna work though. Joe Mama with a touch. Cam able to shoot that one. Goes high. Is someone able to gonna be there? Earn does, but Dart is there just in time for the save. Dart met with Caveman. It's gonna 50 out wide. Cam gonna miss the ball, gives Joe Mama an opportunity over top of Earn. Came in back. I thought he was about to own goal there for a second chunk. It's 1-1 with less than a minute left. Who's gonna be the one to save first? It's gonna be Dart. Gonna absolutely slot that one in yet again on the right side of the net.
Yeah, Dart has just really impressed this series so far. He's got 444, a little three-peat on the numbers, 2 goals, 6 shots, just really showing up for the defense or the offense of Frost when they need it. And I think that Crows need to find a way to kind of tighten their defensive rotations. We've seen a couple awkward spikes like I was talking about earlier, and they just need to find answers to not make one player dependent on saving an entire goal.
Yeah, I agree 100%. And we spoke earlier about a catalyst, and it seems like Dart is that catalyst for this Frost team. He's been putting in the goals. He's been the difference maker here, it seems. Not to discredit anything from his team. His team's been playing very well together. But Dart, you know, the perhaps some people even say unexpected catalyst as the, I think, 3rd lowest MMR player on his team. Joe Mama going to clean that one up, though. That is going to be the dagger for this game. However, we still are going to have another game to go. Frost will be on match point, Chunk. What do you think that this Crows roster has to do differently? It seems like they're just, they've been on the edge, right? Like, I feel like they've had so many opportunities. They just can't seem, you know, to get the upper hand in these first 2 games.
Yeah, it looked like they were breaking through. It was tied. We saw the restart happen mid-game. I don't know if that kind of threw off their momentum going into the rest of the game, but they kind of had it figured out on offense. They've just kind of been letting a few, like, really solid shots go in. Couple well-placed shots, not a lot of pressure going on, just giving the shooter a lot of time to really place the shot wherever they want with so much power. They need to find a challenge in midfield or get someone to at least challenge the ball and kind of ease up the pressure on the 3rd man.
Yeah, and I do want to mention as well, and I think Rockerman and I talked about it last series when we were casting your matchup. But, you know, we said something along the lines of, you know, like a lot of times in Novice, right? All you got to do is just continuously apply pressure, right? Like use the backboard, which we did see both teams, you know, try to do and utilize. But you know, try to make the defense as awkward as you possibly can, and then eventually, with time and with enough pressure, you're going to get that opportunity to shoot and score. And I feel like Frost is doing that. You know, they're applying the pressure on Crows. The ball's just, you know, getting placed eventually, like right in front of their net, and then someone's been able to clean it up. And then at times you have Dart as well, who's, you know, just ripping 18-footer shots, but placing them perfectly, and he's got the space to do that. It just seems like Crows haven't been, you know, that offensive team that they need to be here.
Just giving them a lot of opportunities, and they've got to find an answer if they want to win this game and prolong the series, Amelia.
Yeah, and you know, I do think You know, anything can happen in Novice, and I think they are at the doorstep. I think this is going to be the game where, you know, they're really going to step it up here. I think Crows, you know, have what it takes, and I think we're going to see a little bit, you know, difference coming out as Joe Mama going to shut me up immediately. Going to get an early goal, 1-0 for Frost.
Yeah, unfortunate 50 goes right over that midfield that we talked about. No one really expecting that. No one home for Crows, and Joe Mama gets one of the most guaranteed looks you'll see in Novice.
As we almost see another kickoff goal coming out as well. Yeah, but could that be the one? Who knows? There's still plenty of game. I said this last series as well. If you're going to score early, that just means you have to play defense for that much longer. As we almost see a goal coming in from Cam, almost with an absolute banger of a dunk there. Earn off the sidewall. Going to fake out Dart, who's pre-jumped. Earn pass towards middle. No one's going to be there, though. Cam has to get back. Beard is just going to put this one wide. Joe Mama going to put a possible shot on target. Not quite. Cayman overcommits a little bit. Ball going to go in the Frost territory. Beard going to get 50'd with Cam. Ball spills out again towards mid. Cayman going to be on the sidewall for that one. It seems like, Chunk, I think we talked about this too, game one. It seems like no one is in that midfield space, though, for Crows. And I feel like they're missing opportunities.
Yeah, 100%. Cayman is just kind of banging the ball away. One thing I did notice, though, from him on defense is we kind of saw, I think it was Dart, try to take possession in that midfield where they have been scoring. And he kind of just pre-jumped them and kind of forced him to make a play, and it really relieved a lot of pressure on their defense. So if they can continue to do that, I think it will really ease them up and give them the opportunity to score the goal and equal the game.
And we're seeing a lot of pressure coming out from the Crows now as Earn gets absolutely deleted from the field by Beard. That could be what Frost needed to break out of that Crows attack. Cayman met with Beard. Earn back to middle. Cayman with possible shot. Fakes one. Ball straight down. Not quite in front of the net, though. Joe Mama with no boost on the sidewall. Cam going to try to cut him off. Slows him down a little bit. Joe Mama does get the boost, though, and he has a little bit of space now. Gets a bump on the back wall. Beard is up. Cayman up as well. Cayman going to get the best of Beard on that one, though. Dart collecting this one. Cayman misses. Earn no boost as well. Cam throws it away to clear it away. Half a game remaining. Frost up one. Possible shot for Joe Mama. Going to take the 50. Cam going to collect this one. Dart's right behind him looking to demo. Gets a bump, though. Ball gets dunked. It's not quite in. Beard, though, is going to be able to clean it up. He's going to give his team a 2-goal lead in this game 3.
Yeah, Beard is one of those premier players that you can kind of rely on being confident and really able to just kind of 1v3 and just really put it away in this game. Just based off what we've seen from the confidence, Crows need to find a way to score as they will get opportunities like we just kind of saw there. They need to find a way to capitalize and make this a game.
Yeah, and I know they have what it takes. I know, you know, some of these players, and I know that, honestly, this is a really, really good team. It just seems like I said, they're leaving the midfield open, I feel like. You know, they're not getting exactly where they need to be. And as we see another one, you know, ball's just kind of spilling out midfield, and no one's quite there to collect there to even put a shot up. So we'll see what happens in the last 2 minutes here. Is Beard going to get a counter attack, and it's going to be another goal for Frost.
Yeah, big 50. We've seen a lot of 50s just not go the way of Crows here, and Beard able to put away another goal here and really stepping up. Dart has been a little quiet this game with under 100 points, but we knew Beard is always going to be able to step up if they need him. He's just that kind of player.
Yeah, the two 1300s on this Frost roster are doing exactly what they need to do. It's another awkward ball comes along. Beard and Dart both with 0 boost, but there's a shot opportunity. Not going to be able to connect on that one, though. Earn with a great dunk on Joe Mama. Again, no one there, though. That just seems to be the same story, same song and dance for this Crows team, unfortunately. Came in with a great 50. Beard on the backboard. Going to pinch it away with Joe Mama for the clear. Cam all the way back, sending it off the sidewall. Joe Mama going to get in the way of that one. Earn and Cam both up. Everyone missing. Earn with an awkward touch. Cam with a shot on target with no boost. Can't get that much power on it, though. Came in, cutting it off with 0 yet again. Joe Mama with boost. Dart as well up, going for the double tap. Can't quite connect on that. Beard with a great shot, saved by Cam. Earn now with a little bit of boost to work with. Can he get it past mid? He's going to elect not to do it. Going to fake. Joe Mama up, has a double tap opportunity. Will he get it? Saved by Cam. Dart up early on the ground. Heyman off the right side. If this Crows roster wants to avoid being swept, they have to do something now, Chunk.
We need somebody to step up big offensively. They've seen 4 shots, all saved. The Frost defense just looks so composed whenever they need to step up and make a save. On the other hand, we've seen Crows just kind of be awkward, allow a lot of shots, a lot of missed 50s that they really aren't expecting, and it's just really been the same that we've seen from the previous games.
Yeah, 20 seconds left. Barring any absolute miracles, I would say it's safe to say that Frost will come away with a win on this one. Beard going to send this one back as well. I will say, you know, it is very early in the season. This is what, game number 2 in Novice League, you know, because we had a 1-week bye at the very beginning. Looking at this roster, you also got to remember too, they don't have their top style player. Crows don't. You know, could that have, you know, come into play? Maybe. I mean, Frost had their 2 1300s. Obviously, we won't really know, and we won't be able to tell. You know, in hindsight, 2020 as well, right? But regardless, I think this Crows roster, you know, even missing their top style, played relatively well. I think, you know, when they do have him back, you know, whenever that is or whatnot, I think that they're, you know, going to be good enough to win, you know, a fair amount of games. And I do genuinely think that this is going to be one of those teams that, you know, you can't write off. Even if you're watching this, you know, stream and you saw them get swept in relatively like dominant fashion, in my opinion. Like, it wasn't a lot of goals scored, but it was, you know, Crows were kept pretty much scoreless. You know, they had what, maybe 2 goals the entire series. But I feel like that's not, you know, an accurate, you know, depiction of what Crows are going to be for the season.
Yeah, 100%. Teams are able to make changes. People play more when the season comes around. People get better. People get worse. Things will change. Teams will change. So, really, this Crows team can see a plethora of changes that can really impact them. Same goes with all the teams in Nemesis combined. Teams in Challenger that are 0-4 right now could turn it around and be a top seed in the playoffs. We've seen teams that sucked early on come back and win. I think it was Ignite in season I think it was season 7. I think it was my debut season. They came back and just really proved what you can do with the latter half of your season.
Yeah, and like you said, it's very, very early in this season, and honestly, this goes for all the teams and all the games out there and everything, right? Like, you know, it's early in the season, anything can happen. To be honest, though, like I'm just excited. You know, like this is my first time back in the booth for this season. Like, I just want to make this known. Like, I'm excited. New season. I can't wait. I can't wait to see, you know, who's going to go on and win the championship and everything. But that's still weeks and weeks and weeks away. You know, we're still down to earth here. But you know, that was our last game for this or for tonight on this or I guess for the, you know, second week in total. We do have some people to thank for subscribers. Thank you to our premium subscribers, our novice subs, Ruby, Sub-Zero, and Yerks, our challenger subscribers, Crotera, Dissa, Flame Intruder, and Wiggle, and our Titan subscribers, Fenweir, Jax, Parker, and Speed. Thank you guys very, very much. We appreciate the support. We appreciate all of you guys. Remember to, you know, you can support us in the Discord to get access to some insider perks and some information. It is honestly a really, really cool thing to have. I'm not going to lie. We do, you know, low-key kind of leak a little bit of stuff to our subscribers. You know, they can vouch for it. It's a good thing to have. I'm not going to lie. But all right, enough of that though. It was a wonderful, you know, group of games tonight. You know, I had a great time here. You know, thanks to Rockerman as well. I know he's, you know, behind the booth, you know, running the stream here, and he's not, you know, casting anymore. But thank you to him. Had a great time with him. Chunk, it was an absolute pleasure casting with you again. I can't wait for more games. Do you got anything else to say before we sign off?
No, I'm just happy Nemesis is back. Like, I could go like 0-14. I'm just happy to be back, man.
Yeah, absolutely. We are back. However, we're going to have to wait until next week on Monday when we're going to have another great trio of matches coming at you. Until then, though, signing off. It's Mealy, Chunk Light. Thank you guys for watching. Peace out.
I'm holding memories you'll never forget. On and on, on and on. I believe in me, your heart.
She found a way into my heart.